but one of her sisters is sitting just behind you. She's very pretty and I dare say very agreeable.
Which do you mean? She is tolerable, but not handsome enough to tempt me. And I am in no humor as to give consequence to young ladies who are slighted by other men. You would much better return to your partner and enjoy her smiles. You are wasting your time with me.
Poor Lizzie, to only just be tolerable?
Charlotte, I'm not at all vexed by his ill treatment. He is such a disagreeable person.
You cannot refuse to dance, I am sure, when so much beauty is before you.
I pray you excuse me. I entreat you not suppose I moved this way in order to beg for a partner. I had not the least intention of dancing. I would be most pleased, Miss Bennett, if you do me the honor of a dance.
Oh, you excel so much at the dance, Miss Eliza, that it is cruel to deny me the pleasure of seeing you. And though this gentleman dislikes amusement in general, I'm sure he can oblige us for one turn on the floor.
Miss Darcy is all politeness.
Oh, he is indeed, but why should he not be, considering the inducement?
I pray you must excuse me. My mind was more agreeably engaged. I have been meditating on the very great pleasure which a pair of fine eyes in the face of a pretty woman can bestow.
Oh, and pray, which lady has a friend always wearing such reflections?
Miss Elizabeth Bennett. In vain I have struggled, it will not do. You must allow me to express how ardently I admire and love you. In declaring myself thus, I know I would be fully going against the wishes of my family and my friends, and I need hardly add my own better judgment. The relative situations of our families is such that any alliance between us must be regarded as a highly reprehensible connection, but it cannot be helped. Almost from the earliest moments of our acquaintance, I have come to feel for you a passionate admiration and regard which has overcome all my rationality, and I must beg you most fervently to relieve my suffering and consent to be my wife.
In such cases as these, I believe the established mode is to express a sense of obligation for the sentiments vowed, however unequally they may be returned. It is natural that obligation should be felt, and should I feel gratitude, I would thank you now. But I cannot. I have never desired your good opinion, and you have bestowed it most unwillingly. I am sorry to cause pain to anyone, but please understand that it was most unconsciously done, and I pray will be of short duration.
And this is all the reply I am to expect. I might perhaps wish to be informed why, with so little endeavor at civility, I am thus rejected, but it is of small importance.
I might as well inquire with so evident design of offending and insulting me. You chose to tell me that you liked me against your will, against your character, and even against your judgment. Was this not some excuse for incivility? If I wasn't civil. But I have other provocations. You know I had. Haven't I my own feelings decided against you? Had they been indifferent? Or had they even been favorable? Do you think any temptation would tempt me to accept a man who has been the only means of ruining, perhaps forever, the happiness of my most beloved? But it's not merely this affair on which my dislike is founded. My opinion of you was decided many months ago, on a recital which I received from Mr. Wickham. On this subject, what can you have to say? In what imaginary act of friendship can you here defend yourself?
You take an eager interest in that gentleman's concerns.
Who one knows what his misfortunes have been? Cannot but feeling an interest in him.
His misfortunes have been great indeed.
And of your infliction. You reduced him to his present state of poverty, comparative poverty. You withheld advantages which you know must have been designed for him, yet you can treat the mention of his misfortunes with contempt and ridicule.
And this is your opinion of me. This is the estimation in which you hold me. I thank you for explaining it so fully. My faults, by this calculation, are heavy indeed. But perhaps these offenses might have been overlooked, had not your pride been hurt by the honest confessions of the scruples that had long prevented my forming any serious design. These bitter accusations might have been suppressed had I concealed my struggles and flattered you. The disguise of every sort is my abhorrence, nor am I ashamed of the feelings I related. They were natural and just. Could you expect me to rejoice in the inferiority of your connections? To congratulate myself on the hope of relations whose condition in life is so decidedly below my own?
You are mistaken, Miss Darcy. If you believe that the mode of your declaration had any effect on me, then as it spared me the concern which I might have felt in refusing you, had you behaved in a more gentlemanlike manner. You cannot have presented your hand to me in any possible way that would have induced me to accept it. From the very beginning, from the first moment of my acquaintance with you, I may say, your manners impressed me to the fullest belief of your arrogance, your conceit, and your selfish disdain of the feelings of others. Succeeding events have built so immovable a dislike that I had not known you a month before I decided that you were the last man in this world whom I would ever wish to marry.
If you will thank me, let it be for yourself alone. Much as I respect your family, I believe I thought only of you. You are too generous to trifle with me. If your feelings are still what they were last April, tell me so at once. My feelings and wishes are unchanged, but one word from you will silence me on this subject forever.
My feelings? I'm quite ashamed to remember what I said then. My feelings now, quite the opposite.
Lady Catherine told me of her meeting with you. I believe her admonitions had quite the opposite effect she had intended. I only meant that if you had absolutely decided against me, you would have acknowledged it openly.
Yes, you know enough of my frankness to believe me capable of that. After abusing you so to your face, I can have no scruples of doing so in front of all your relations.
But what did you say of me that I did not deserve? My behavior to you at the time was abominable. I can hardly think of it without reproach. Your admonitions I shall never forget. Had I behaved in a more gentlemanlike manner.
I had no idea of my words being taken in such a way.
Oh, I can readily believe it. You thought me devoid of every proper human feeling. The turn of your countenance. You said I could not have addressed you in any way that would have induced you to accept.
Please do not repeat what I said then.
I have been a selfish being all my life. As a child, I was given good principles, but left to follow them in arrogance and conceit. Such I might still have been, but for you, dearest.